I'm gonna need a better camera if I'm about to get, and I will get that number of followers. Don't you be so surprised when it happens. What I wanted to come on here and say today is no one owes you understanding. No one owes you understanding of who you are, of what you love. Sorry, this is Nala. She's so cute and fluffy. Nope, she doesn't feel like hanging. No one owes you understanding your anything, really. The first word that just came up here was boundaries. No one actually owes you to understand your boundaries. And that one's the most frustrating one. Because you're like, well, this is my boundary. They're supposed to understand and they're supposed to respect it. No. Actually, no. Actually, you're supposed to respect your own boundary. Actually, self-respect is the very act of knowing what you will and will not tolerate, or what you want and what you don't want, and acting accordingly for yourself. No one owes you respect. Oh my God, that one just triggered the heck out of me. But no one owes you respect. No one owes you respect. No one owes you understanding. No one owes you, knowing you well, getting to know you, effort. We preach a lot of top tier treatment and, being a queen or a king in your life. You want people to give to you, pour into you, give you effort and care, but no one owes you that. Quite literally, the only people that actually fundamentally and psychologically owed you attention, care, and, giving you what you need in order to survive in this world while you were a kid are your parents. And most people didn't get everything they needed. Sometimes that's just on an emotional front, like they just didn't. But that's the only time you were owed that. Before the age of 7 and 8, you were owed a parent that took the time to understand why you felt a certain way, because then it could help you understand yourself and therefore not live your life in this fight or flight or, attention-seeking behavior and stuff, so you can move forward and self-soothe and all of that. They did owe you that as them having a kid. But at the end of the day, even that, we're animals, in the wild, out in the wild, some animal parents even abandon their kids. Or their animal kids. I have hair that's so annoying right now. My gosh, it's still there. But they owe you food, basic needs are met. You have clothes, you go to school. That's actually the law. They're not supposed to abuse you in any way. That's the law as well, but even that. But out in the world, when you're growing up, when you're older, everything, you need to understand that no one has to get you and understand you. And for me, that was a big one. It was especially the understanding part. It was like, they don't owe me anything, but they're supposed to try to understand. And I had to work on it and decide and realize they don't. They actually really don't have to get me. They don't even have to try. And the thing about understanding that and accepting that is that you actually are freer than when you hold the expectation for people to treat you so damn well. You actually let go of your need for people to treat you well and, fulfill your needs or your expectations and respect your boundaries and all of this, because you start realizing the only person that can really respect your boundaries is you. The only person that'll ever fully understand and get you is you. You can meet people that'll reflect that understanding that you have for yourself, that will really like you, that'll vibe with you, that you'll get along with, that'll happily cater to you and your needs and pour effort into you. They'll happily want to see you happy. But that's only because you've already set that standard for yourself and you've already been doing it for you. And ideally, that was done for you when you were young, and that was shown to you, that level of care and attention, so that you know what to look for and you know what to accept and you know how to operate for yourself. But otherwise, you kind of got to figure it out. You kind of got to play the game of life. and test things out and decide, what is it that I want to do? How do I feel when I do that, when I act like this, when I speak like this? How do I feel when I do this or this? You know, some people, their instinct is to hide, more of a shame reaction when conflict happens. Some people, it's more to get loud, to get a bit more angry. They feel a lot of frustration. But that's the same conflict situation. Some people, it's sadness. It's just to fall and to feel all of that and feel a little bit helpless. Same conflict situation. What works for you? Because sometimes none of those work, but there's one that you're used to doing. And when you move forward in your life in the best way that you know how, you are going to have to bargain with yourself as to which behaviors, which ones are more work better for you, tolerable for you. They're more, yeah, this one works. This is accessible to me. This one isn't. I don't like this coping mechanism. I like this one. You know, in the past when I've told people these are my boundaries and I've seen that they didn't really take them seriously, how did I actually feel about that? Maybe next time, do I want to just not even state it and kind of just go my own way and see what follows? How can I give myself what I need? And when I look within, how can I accept that I'm whole and complete without anything out there or people out there having to change anything and do anything different than they are for me to feel good? That's the empowering position you want to be in. It's not always easy. No. But it's doable. It's doable for anyone. If it was doable for me, it's doable for you. You take it step by step. You accept that no one needs to understand you. And that's kind of nice, because that means that you have a palace inside your mind that's all your own. I like to decorate it with pixie dust and princesses and princes, and there are many flowers in there. And there are many, many, many fields of daisies and elves and butterflies. And I get to have that for myself. I don't actually have to share it. And if no one understands it but me, I'll still die happy. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, if you're a little bit more curious about for me to talk about this topic, let me know. It obviously informs my following videos whenever I see that people like certain topics and others not so much. Follow me on Only My Own Validation and Tiana Megan on TikTok and Instagram. I hope you enjoyed. And this is my little vision board. It's not a vision, it's the truth. It's who I identify as being. More on that in another video, perhaps. Wish you well. Bye.